So I was going to make a video on the FNCS, but as you might know, it kinda just crashed on you. Nobody could get into a game. So that's why I decided to make this video on how to qualify to FNCS round 2. So first let's go over what the format is. So the format is 65 points for a win and 2 points per elim. And you get placement if you come top 25th and every team that dies forward. So basically what I'm saying is that a win is equal to 33 kills. Now over to the game plan. How should you play your games? I would recommend playing first game W key if you're confident with it. If you're not, I would recommend playing for the win every single game. Because if you get 3 or 4 really good games, then you're really set up to get qual. So you should try to stay alive to endgame, as that is where you'll gain the most of your points. Another thing that is really underrated to do is to start 15 to 20 minutes late in a tournament. As that is when you're gonna get in lobbies with the bots that just keep on dying a spawn and can't get any points. Now let's go more in depth on how to play your games. So let's begin with early game. Early game, you should have a drop spot that you know well and that you know you're most likely not going to die a spawn from. Because you only have 10 games, and if you die a spawn half of those games, your chances are way slimmer of qualing to round 2. I recommend going on fortnite.gg and looking around on the map to see if there are any place that you want to have as your drop spot. Once you find a good drop spot, I recommend heading into some ranked matches, testing it out and knowing where all the chests are. And if you want to go even further, you can even get a drop map that'll make you have a good job for your drop spot every single time. This usually costs money though, so it's not needed. In mid game, you should try to avoid fights as much as possible, as they would usually just waste your mats. Even if you get the kill, you would just be way less set for endgame. You should only go for a mid game fight if you really need it. Like you're low on mats, low on loot or low on meds. That's when you should go for a mid game fight. Now you've made it to the end game. In the end game, one of you should tar, the other one should look for kills. It's also really important looking up on height and looking if you can get it. Because if you get height, that's really game winning, and that's gonna boost your chances of winning your game by a lot. You just try to not be low ground, as that's where all the shambles people are and they're just gonna try to jump in your box. If you do need a refresh in endgame, you should get it when you have around 200 or 300 mats, as then you would still have mats to box up if you're getting shot. Endgame is where you're gonna get most of your points. It's the most important to try to stay alive for the longest you can, as there's a huge difference in becoming top 5 and top 2 for example. So that's how you call for FNCS round 2. Thank you for watching, bye.